backstage. AJ South. Seth freaking Rollins, and this is BrettO Live on YouTube.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and today we have the first ever AEW Dynamite full show review. Yes, guys, you guys know BrettO Live. I like to do the the WWE Week in Review setup we've been doing for the past 115 weeks. This AEW review is not going to be an every week thing. I'm going to try my best to make it an every week thing, but I do get a little busy every single Wednesday, so don't expect this every single week, but I am going to try to do this very frequently here on the BrettO Live YouTube channel, so definitely stay tuned for more. But this is where we go over AEW Dynamite in a setup style, talk about the show, tell you what happened. This was the first show back, called Road Rager, with full capacity fans. They were in Miami. It was an awesome crowd, amazing show. We are going to get into it and talk about it. Let's do it. Starting over here, we had the debut of Andrade El Idolo in AEW, and I gotta admit, it was kind of weak. He came out looking pretty cool with like this white and black striped suit, a black mask. I'm like, dang, this looks sick. Come out with a Vicky Guerrero, obviously. He went up against Matt Sydal. It was okay. The match itself, Andrade basically just squashed Matt Sydal, was able to pick up the victory, but honestly, that's not the way that I would have done his debut, just a squash match. I would have had him do a really good match right off the bat. So that's not the way I would have debuted him right away, but obviously Andrade in AEW, it's going to be pretty cool. Definitely expect some more from him. Moving over here, it was Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander versus the Blade and the Bunny. This match was pretty fun. Awesome mixed gender tag team match. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, women face the women, men face the men. This was a great match. In the end, we saw the Blade try to cheat with the brass knuckles again on Orange Cassidy, but it did not work out to his favor because Chris Statlander made the tag, and like I said, women have to face the women, men have to face the men, so the Bunny had to come in, and then Chris Statlander took care of her and dropped her 1, 2, 3. A very fun match. I really enjoyed that. Moving over here, this promo was so fire. Oh my gosh. MJF, Chris Jericho, loved this promo right here. It was a face-to-face confrontation between the two. When MJF was coming out, he actually almost got attacked by a fan. Like, he was already in the ring. Jericho was coming out, but he almost got attacked by a fan. They cut the cameras away, obviously, and then they made some jokes about it throughout the promo. I really enjoyed that. MJF's offer was Jericho, I believe, has to face 5 different men, win them all consecutively, and then the 5th man he will face is MJF. So obviously, I'm thinking Jericho's going to win all those matches, go on to face MJF, and complete this rivalry between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle, or the Pineapple. But that promo, freaking amazing. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking that out. Moving over here, it was Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall, probably the last match these two are going to have in a while. It was a strap match. I really enjoyed it. It was a good way to open the show. Of course, having Cody Rhodes, not the owner of the company, but a big part of the company, come out and like see the full crowd for the first time. I thought it was really good. Of course, you had the enforcer Arn Anderson on ringside. The match itself was really good. Some hard-hitting hits with the strap. Obviously, you have to touch each 4 turnbuckles consecutively in order to win the match, and Cody Rhodes was able to do that after hitting 2, not 1, 2 crossroads to QT Marshall. No, it might have been 3. It might have been 3. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was a decent amount of crossroads, and then he was able to touch all the turnbuckles and win the match. Freaking amazing. I'm not done talking about Cody Rhodes, guys. Stay tuned. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, later in the show we had the enforcer Arn Anderson. Yes, I do know that is Triple H. I don't have an Arn Anderson figure, but he come out. Tony Schiavone was in there getting ready for an interview about how how their teams go in the Nightmare Family, what's going on with that. And I'm like, okay, this is a little odd. What's going on with this? Because we already saw Arn Anderson, so why is he all of a sudden out here? And then the lights go out, which was pretty odd because the lights already went out early in the show. I'm like, oh, another technical difficulty? No way. And then Aleister Black out of nowhere, or Malachi Black, Tommy something is, I'm not exactly sure what his full name is going to be in AEW, but freaking Malachi Black come out, he black masked freaking Arn Anderson, then Cody Rhodes come out, tried to help him out, Black Mass to Cody Rhodes. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was freaking epic. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how Aleister Black's going to do in AEW. Big loss for WWE right there because he's a great talent. I don't know what they were thinking when they got rid of Aleister Black, but whatever, that's their loss. But I'm super excited to see a Cody Rhodes versus Aleister Black rivalry, or Malachi Black. Gotta get used to saying that. Moving over here, of course, we had Evil Uno interrupt Kenny Omega's promo about the AEW World Championship and how there's no more contenders, but there is the number one ranked Hangman Adam Page. Dude, this is going to be so good. But yes, Evil Uno, he was exchanging some words with Kenny Omega, low blow, and then it ended up with an all-out brawl between the Elite and the Dark Order. And then Hangman Page came out, face-to-face confrontation with Kenny Omega, looked for the buckshot lariat, but then it wasn't. Kenny Omega wasn't having it. He escaped the ring and then left Hangman all alone. So guaranteed we're probably going to see a match between these two, and it's going to be freaking amazing. More than likely at All Out, I would imagine. But dude, that is going to be amazing. Former tag partners. It's going to be epic. Moving over here was a 6-man tag team match. It was the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. And you guys are probably like, wait, which members? It was Santana and Ortiz and Jake Hager versus Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, as well as Wardlow. This was a great 6-man tag team match. I really enjoyed the chemistry between these two guys. Obviously, the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle have been working together for the past couple months now, and they've just been killing it with every match that they do. This match was no exception. It was amazing. In the end, we saw a distraction from Tully Blanchard because he's such a legend, and he knows what he's doing. He distracted Jake Hager. That allowed Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler to hit their Destroyer finishing maneuver. I know it used to be called the Shatter Machine, but I think they call it the Destroyer now, maybe? No, it's not a Destroyer. Oh my gosh, what do they call it? Somebody help me out down in the comments down below. What do they call it now? But they hit the former Shatter Machine on Jake Hager, and then they picked up the victory. I really enjoyed that match. I thought it was really good. Moving into the main event, if you guys are like, wait, you're missing stuff with like Lance Archer, and you're missing stuff with the Brian Cage promo, I'm going over the main parts of the show. So if you're wondering, that is why. Moving into the main event, it was Eddie Kingston as well as Penta El Zero Miedo Pentagon Jr. versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I was like almost for sure that the Young Bucks were not going to lose their tag titles here in this match, and I was correct. As far as the match goes, there was no disqualification. It was freaking amazing. They introduced tacks. They did a Spanish fly. No, they didn't do a Spanish fly. Freaking Penta got like launched off the top rope on the tacks. It was freaking insane. And then there was a Canadian Destroyer that Penta did to, I believe it was Matt Jackson, through the table. And that was insane. This match was literally just an insane way to end the show. Insane main event. But of course, in the end, we saw the Elite come out, try to help out the Young Bucks. And then the Elite Hunter, Frank Kazarian, tried to help him out. Didn't really work too well. The numbers caught up to him. And then in the end, the Young Bucks were able to retain their tag team championships. It was still amazing. Even though I'm not really the biggest fan of Young Bucks as heels, it was still an amazing match. There's no doubt about that. But yes, guys, that was the first ever AEW Dynamite review. If you guys enjoyed, definitely make sure to smash a like. If you guys want to see this series continue, drop a like. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments down below. And again, this might not always be a full, week-to-week thing. I might miss a couple weeks, but I'll try my best to get this video up every Thursday or Friday. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. BrettO Live out.